and the clarity for the scope is phenomenal. Welcome to AP 2020 Outdoor Shooting Range. Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors. Welcome to my backyard review of the Athlon Optics Aries ETR UHD 3-18x50 34mm main body first focal plane scope. Let's look at some of the details first before we actually look through it. So this scope has a 3-18 magnification, objective 50mm, reticle is the APLR6, first focal plane IR, MOA glass etched, surface matte, advanced fully multi-coated lenses, extra protection coated, tube aircraft grade aluminum, tube diameter 34mm, eye relief 3.7 inches, field of view at 100 yards 39.2 down to 6.65 feet, click value 0.25 MOA, adjustment range per rotation 25 MOA, elevation total 110 MOA, windage 80 MOA, turret style exposed elevated locking windage adjustment, side focus 10 yards to infinity, purging material argon gas, length 14.2 inches, weight 31.4 ounces. Alright folks, so I've got my scope cam turned on right now. We are at 3 power. I'll start going through the different zoom ranges. Oh, by the way, that mailbox is 104 yards away. There's 5 power, 8 power, 10 power, 12, 15, 18. Now if you guys see some haze on the perimeter of the scope, that's primarily the scope cam through my phone. See how it diminishes when I start zooming out. Here's a side parallax adjust. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. So here's side parallax adjust. That's down to 20, 30, 50, 100 yards, 200 yards, 500 yards, infinity. So we'll go back down to 100 yards. That looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and zoom out. So on my Browning X-Bolt Max long range, I have a EGW 20 MOA base, and I just sighted this rifle in yesterday. I have, let's count, so it's 25 MOA per full rotation. So there's 25 MOA, which is approximately, over 25 inches at 100 yards. There's 50 MOA, 60 MOA, that's 5 feet, and I think I stopped at 19. So I have a total of 69 MOA with a 20 MOA base. That's pretty awesome. Go back to 0. This does have a 0 stop, which you set after you obviously zero your rifle. Pretty awesome. Here's the windage. The windage is actually a locking. We're at 0 right now. Let's go to the left. Go back to the right. So you've got plenty of windage. Folks, you will never ever probably use that much windage even shooting at 1,000 yards. There's my 0. We'll go ahead and lock that down. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. We can take a look at the reticle. Of course, this is a first focal plane, folks. So the hash marks do not change no matter what zoom power you're on. That's why you see the reticle shrink and enlarge as I zoom in. Oh, by the way, my scope cam reverse videos, that's why the numbers are backwards, just in case you guys are interested. But anyways, this is an awesome scope. I think for the price point, the retail's like $11.99. You can't beat this Athlon Optics Aries. It's an awesome scope. The ETR 3-18x50. All right, folks, I have a cell phone tower at 710 yards. Let's see what that looks like through the Athlon. So that is 3 power, 5 power, 8 power, 10 power, 12 power, 15 power, 18 power. We'll go ahead and do our parallax adjustment. Ooh, that's kind of nasty. So right now that is at 200, 500, and infinity. We'll just keep it at infinity. Man, I tell you what, you can, I've done this with other scopes, and the clarity for the scope is phenomenal. Too bad there aren't any buzzards sitting on that tower. Usually they are. Let's go ahead and let me zoom out a little bit. I'll show you guys. I don't know how well I can do this. Let me see if I can stay on one of those panels. So I'm going to come up 10 minutes of elevation. That's pretty crazy. See that? Look how far that crosshair moved. 10 minutes at 700 yards, 710 yards is roughly 10 times 7, 70 times 1.047. So that's pretty significant. That's kind of cool. We could actually probably measure the height of one of those panels. Once again, we'll go back to 0. There's 0. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I'll show you how much travel 69 minutes is at 710 yards. So I'll go ahead and start going up in elevation. That's 25 minutes. That's 50 minutes. That's 69 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Look at that. That's on like about 6 power. If I zoom in, 18. So let's go ahead and go back to 0. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Who would have thought, huh? That's pretty awesome. There's the illuminated reticle. That's on the highest power setting right there. It's pretty cool. Go back to 0. So let's talk about one last thing, folks. So a lot of you guys that shoot long range now, they're like, oh, I have to get the highest magnification, the highest zoom power that I can get. Well, I can promise you, folks, this is 18 power, and this is 10 power, and this is 9 power. So this is half the magnification. I promise you, when you're shooting at long range, if you're not getting first round hits, you definitely want to see where you miss. And I promise you, it's a lot easier to call your misses at 9 power than it is at 18 power. The recoil of your rifle is going to knock you out of your field of focus. All right, folks, it's Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors. I hope you enjoyed the backyard review of the Athlon Optics Aris. It's an awesome scope, 618 by 50, 34 millimeter main body. It's got tons of elevation adjustment. Windage, obviously, more than adequate. So remember, support that Second Amendment. We'll see you later, and I thank you. Impact!